I was just praying for him, hoping that he would get better, and he has, and we'll continue to pray for him and stuff like that. Obviously, everybody affected by it, the other players on both teams, families, it's really anybody involved with it. But I mean, my feelings and emotions about it were, I mean, hoping that he was okay, but also like, it's kind of what we signed up for, is knowing everything that could happen. Um, Yeah, my childhood best friend, he died on the football field back at Tennessee State, Wayne Jones Jr. back in 2013. So since then, I've always kind of had the perspective of like it could happen, and like every time I go out there, practice, game, whatever, I'm I'm like at peace with taking that risk with my life. Like that was kind of the only thing that I remember at that time, like in 2013. The only thing that really like gave me like a sense of peace about that was like, yeah, he died doing what he loved to do. Um, and I don't want to see that, obviously, for anybody, so I'm glad that's not the situation here. But for me personally, like, that's always been something that, like, I can live with that. Like, Lord forbid, but I could go drive today and people in LA don't know how to drive in the rain and something could happen to me. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna keep going, keep living my life and in the way that I do and do things that I love to do.
Because you went through something like that at such a young age too, can you empathize with how the Bills players are sort of processing that kind of trauma right now?
Yeah, I can, but everybody goes through things differently. You know what I mean? So it's very individualized, like how people take things like that. And me personally, like I just take things as they are. I can't personally do anything about it, but pray on situations. That's with anything in life. So that's just how I am, regardless. But I'm always like this isn't like it wasn't like to me it wasn't like a completely new feeling for me in terms of like I hate seeing injuries or anything happen to anybody on the field because that was like severe. That was insane, right? But like I feel the same way when anybody gets injured. Like just 2 weeks ago when Derwin got a concussion and he came up wobbling, I'm immediately was like, get out the game, like and texting him and making sure he was going to be good. Like I've seen, like I said, I saw my childhood best friend. He died on the field. I've seen concussions. I've seen people get paralyzed. I've seen it kind of all. Like just the risk we take playing the game that we love, and it can alter our lives in the way that we live our lives going on from this point on. But still, each day I'll still make the decision to go do what I love and do it at a elite level and fearless and with as much heart and passion as I can. And I honestly think that would be the same for a lot of people if you asked them that. Like they would still want to go out there and play. Like, we heard that one of the first things that he asked when, he wrote to the doctors was like, did we win? Like, that's our mindset. That's what we think about. Like, we love the game that much. We want to know, like that's how I would have been. Like, if a situation would happen to me, I would have been wondering too, like, we won. How the boys do the rest of the game? Like I would have wanted it to continue, things to go on, and them to go hard on my behalf. So, like that's kind of what I've always done, just in my life for my friends who can't play and my friends who wish they was in my position. I try to go hard for them.
Jalen, with the Bobby going back to Seattle, what do you appreciate the most about being a teammate this year?
What do I appreciate the most?
What did you learn from Bobby Wagner so far this year?
I mean, I've known Bobby even before he was here, so I kind of knew him already. So it wasn't like I had to learn anything new. He is who I always thought he would be, and great teammate. Really, all the things that I already knew about him, all the things that I think everybody knew about him. It was just getting confirmation this year because he was actually on the same team as us. Um, but I wouldn't say it's anything new that anybody didn't know. Like, we kind of had this conversation before. You don't become who you are without having a process and being that person for many years and many years. So, yeah.
With, well, two-part question.
Let's go for more.
Because the experience, your life experience, the football experience that you had, it sounded like you were able to help counsel some of your teammates. Brandon Powell was saying, he knew Damar from their time in Buffalo. He said you were instrumental in kind of sitting down and talking with him. So I wanted to find out, how you did that and how you approached that. And then I also just wanted to ask you in terms of going into this final game, what you guys as a team, hope to achieve.
Well, the first question, I didn't feel like that. I mean, that I was instrumental in helping him get through it. I mean, everybody got to go through their own process of it. Like I was kind of just saying, they can feel the way that they need to feel about it and process it and go through it however they need to. And all we need to do is just support them through that. Like, it's no right or wrong way to do that. There's no right or wrong way to go through your own emotions, especially something like that, right? So, I was just there to support him. I wasn't trying to.
Well, you obviously made an impact.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. I think, me and other people as well. But I am who I am all the time, you know what I mean? Like, I'm the same, like, I don't change. And I think that's kind of what the team appreciates about me and, like, all year. Like, I just don't change. Like, the same. I'm going to be the same. I'm going to have the same demeanor. I'm going to approach things the same way. Express my emotions, express my thoughts and feelings on stuff, and try to be as supportive and help out as much as I can. And then when there are times, because, you have the emotions and all of that, right? But then you also have times where you got to be realistic and you got to put down the facts and you got to figure out how do we get past all of these emotions and the other stuff that's going on. And so I do try to bring that in there as well, like that reason in there. So, I mean, I did that, and we had that talk in team meetings and stuff. But Bobby also spoke up, and it was, obviously Coach McVay spoke up as well. But I appreciated BP like being open and honest about stuff, so we could talk to him about it. But I ain't really think too much of it. That's kind of how we are, regardless. Like, even if it wasn't this situation, BP could holler at us about anything, and I'm gonna be the same way with him. I'll, kind of analyze the emotions and then get to some facts and then figure out where to go from there and try to help him out and support him. That's what it is at the end of the day. Like, Jordan knows, but I think everybody knows. Like, I'm big on journeys, and you gotta take your own journey through things. And I'm cool. I'm cool with that. Everybody doing it their own way and figuring it out, and I'm just here to support it because I know when I've been through things and I've gone through things, that's all I've needed. I ain't needed nobody to tell me what to do or try to sway me this or that way. I just, at times, just needed that support. Like, all right, if I go that way, you got my back, cool. All right, but if I go the other way, do you still got my back? That's most important sometimes. So that's who I try to be for my teammates. And then what do we hope to accomplish? We hope to win, Gary. I mean, you know what I mean? I know we ain't necessarily, playing for a playoff spot or playing for none of that, but we trying to win still. Like, every time we go out there, we trying to win. And I know that it hasn't happened too much for us this year, but it's all good. We're going to go out there and play fast, fearless, all the things that we always speak about. And, we trying to win, and we trying to, everybody got different motivations for this game, and we trying to win, man. That's what it's about.